What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and today there have been some major developments on that infrastructure deal and more stimulus. I'm going to be sharing with you what it was that President Joe Biden just did today to help move along those talks for that bipartisan first portion of that infrastructure deal, so that way they can then turn their attention to the second portion to provide more stimulus. Now, in addition to that, today we have heard from Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, and you're going to want to grab your popcorn for this one because, man, did he have a response for former President Donald Trump, who told GOP leaders that they were getting played by Democrats in their negotiations. We're going to hear what he had to say. I'm going to be sharing with you the video footage, and I'm going to get you caught up on everything that's happening today regarding infrastructure and stimulus as of today, July 27th, 2021. I've got some articles and some video footage. But before we dive in, if you could do me a quick favor, just takes a second. If you like and appreciate these updates, keeping you up to date on all this stuff, don't forget to take a second to smash that like button. I would appreciate it. Just takes a second. Also, I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Leave them down below in the comments, and also if you think this is going to help out other people, don't forget to share this out on social media platforms. And if this is your first time here, don't forget, hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, keep you up to date on everything, and you can come and join the viewing community, come and join the Ram fam, we like to call it. And also, if you want to get a hold of me with any specific questions, be sure to shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. But with that being said, you guys, let's go ahead and dive right in. I want to get you caught up on everything that's unfolding as of today regarding these bipartisan talks, Congress infrastructure, and the coming more stimulus. All right, you guys, so let's go ahead and get right to it. Let's take a look at this video footage of what Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer had to say on the Senate floor in response to former President Donald Trump. And you might want to grab some popcorn for this. Now, as you recall, just yesterday, former President Donald Trump called GOP leaders losers. He told them that they were weak and that their negotiations were falling apart, that they were getting savaged by Democrats, and that their best move might just be to pull back and to step away until the 2022 elections, or they get some leverage and some power. Well, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, he had a few things to say on that. Let's go ahead and take a look. Grab that popcorn.
I understand that bipartisan achievements are difficult in our polarized times. Extreme partisans are always rooting for failure. Look no further than the former president. Just this morning, former President Trump, released a statement urging Republicans to retreat from all bipartisan negotiations on infrastructure until after the midterm elections in 2022, maybe longer. Again, the former president said this morning that Republicans are weak fools and losers, his words, for even talking to Democrats, and suggested that the Republicans should not negotiate at all unless they're in the majority. Fox News personalities, following his lead, are now encouraging primaries for Republican senators who support a bipartisan infrastructure deal. Look, there are always going to be radical voices on the far right who brook no compromise. But that's only a recipe for obstruction and gridlock. We have the opportunity right now to actually accomplish something good for the American people. Will our Republican colleagues follow the absurd demands of a disgraced former president and his media allies? Or will they get a good bipartisan deal over the finish line? Republican senators must ignore former President Trump if we're ever going to make progress for the American people. He's rooting for our entire political system to fail. I and the rest of my Democratic colleagues are rooting for a deal.
Well, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, as we heard from Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, who called former President Donald Trump disgraced, said that he was rooting for Congress's failure and that the GOP should just ignore him altogether. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you'd like to see that or read this article for yourself, link in the description below. It says, Schumer urges GOP to ignore Trump. He's rooting for failure. Now, we know that talks are still going on. They were hoping to have a deal yesterday, but they still do not. They're negotiating at this moment. And take a look at this. The article says that in addition to an entrenched fight over transit funding, they have unresolved points of contention, including money for broadband, highways, and bridges, using unspent pandemic relief funds to help pay for the bipartisan deal, and Republicans wanting to waive federally mandated wage requirements for federally funded projects. It says the policy stalemate comes as Trump sparked a new political headache for negotiators when he urged Republicans not to agree to a deal until the party is back in the majority. And he said Senate Republicans are being absolutely savaged by Democrats on the so-called bipartisan infrastructure bill. Trump sent in a statement as Senate negotiators work to finalize the agreement this week. Now, Trump claimed that Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell and Republicans working on the deal, including Senators Rob Portman and Susan Collins and Mitt Romney, were merely interested in proving that they could work with Democrats. And he also called them rhinos, saying that they were Republican in name only, saying that they don't have any strong conservative stances. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Now, in the meantime, we heard that today President Joe Biden met with negotiators to try to see if they could save those bipartisan negotiations on the first portion of the infrastructure deal. Take a look, link in the description below to this article that just came out today that says Sinema meets with Biden as bipartisan talks teeter. Now, the article says that President Joe Biden is getting directly involved with the bipartisan infrastructure negotiations, meeting with Kyrsten Sinema, the lead Democratic negotiator, on the discussions at the White House on Tuesday, today. Now, the meeting comes as the Arizona Democrat and a group of senators, 10 of them from both parties, race to wrap up the $1.2 trillion package amid stubborn disagreements on several policy areas and the bill's financing. Now, a second source familiar with the meeting said that Biden and Sinema met to discuss progress towards finalizing an agreement. Now, Sinema in an interview said that her Tuesday meeting with Biden today was productive and that she said that the talks are moving forward. When asked if the discussions are on track, she replied, "It's always hard to answer that, but yes. That's also my answer every day." Now, Senator Mitt Romney, a member of the bipartisan group, suggested that they were getting closer to a final deal, and he said, "We have an agreement amongst the 10 of us on almost all issues, and that ought to win the day," he said. Now, Senate Democrats are growing increasingly impatient with the bipartisan talks, and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said today, on Tuesday, he reiterated that the Senate could stay over the weekend to wrap up the discussions as they're nearing their recess. Now, Schumer has vowed that the Senate will pass the bipartisan package and a budget blueprint for a $3.5 trillion social spending package before the August recess, aka $3.5 trillion in stimulus. Now, the group of 10 negotiators met Monday evening, but have yet to resolve several outstanding issues, including broadband and transit. So you guys, it sounds like at this moment, we still do not have a deal yet. Now, it says Sinema has yet to sign on the $3.5 trillion social spending package and her vote, and declined Tuesday to further discuss her position. So what we're hearing is that $3.5 trillion in stimulus, they want to do it through reconciliation, and they need all Democrats on board. And they're saying Sinema, she's not saying she's quite on board yet. She, along with Senator Joe Manchin, will be crucial in getting Democrats' biggest priorities on climate change over the finish line. With an evenly split Senate, Schumer can't afford to lose a single vote. So that's where things currently stand as of today, and as more information rolls out, I'll be sure to keep you guys up to date here on the channel. And as always, thank you so much for joining me, and if you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, smash that like button. I would appreciate it. Just takes a second. It really helps out the channel a ton. And if this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. I'll keep you up to date on all this stuff, and don't forget, join me on Instagram at SteveRam3. And you guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Remember, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Monday through Friday, guaranteed video uploads, and also uploads throughout the day as news breaks. But with that being said, you guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Hope this reaches you well. God bless. Take care. This is Steve.